lie. What's best for the black community. I think that should be at the top of everybody's agenda, no matter who they are. Now, somebody was saying they love my shirt. Well, I appreciate it. Thank you very much. This is maybe this is what I put on subconsciously. I don't know. I just, we got to draw on the strength of Malcolm, because Malcolm was a great man, and Malcolm was he sacrificed for all of us to have what we have today, to be what we are right now. And I think that we have to remember people like that, and understand that our job is not just to sit back and idolize everything they did. Our job is to continue the work that they started. Malcolm did his part. He did his 40 years of hard labor, on behalf of the community. And so what's up to us as a community is to continue that legacy and to continue to fight on behalf. As somebody mentioned, pass the baton. You're damn right. You pass that. You get the baton. You sprint your ass off, and then you start to get tired, and you hand it off to your kids. But you make sure that your kids get a running start. Now, somebody mentions coon dancing, Roland's coon dancing with Hillary Clinton. Yeah, that was probably one of the most embarrassing moments in all of Black history. Now I would put that right there, just at the top of the pile. I doubt if there was anything more humiliating that ever occurred on a plantation. I'm kidding. I'm sure there were worse things, but it was right up there with that. I mean, and what the problem with that is not to say that Black people can't have fun and that we can't dance. I'm not saying that at all. But when these people that we're negotiating with, we're negotiating our freedom with these people, we're negotiating life or death with these people, we're negotiating access to trillions in resources from these people, you don't start that conversation by teaching them how to dance, how to fulfill your stereotype that you've chosen to internalize yourself. They already stereotype you as the niggas that know how to dance. That's how they see you. They don't really see you as serious political players anyway. They see you as the people who can teach them how to dance and eat barbecue chicken. So when you sort of fulfill that, that expectation, then why would you get mad if they stereotype you in that way? Why would you get mad if they were in a meeting? If Hillary's in a meeting with one of her, advisors, and the advisor says, look, if you want to get the Black vote, all you got to do is learn these dances, learn these 3 dances, and you'll get the Black vote. Because why would you get mad if they say that, when the fact is that that's exactly what you did when you got with her? You started, as Tariq was saying, I dance with Massa. I don't know if y'all remember that. That was the funniest thing ever, and I loved it. I mean, I thought that Tariq made a good point on that. And Tariq and I are friends, but we don't agree on everything. Tariq Nasheed and I, we are not the same person. But on that one, I said, you know what, you were absolutely correct. It's crazy to me. You are the one person who gets to sit with Hillary, and when you sitting with her, you dancing. Like, what the hell is that? I mean, seriously, I just don't really think that any I don't think that a serious negotiator on behalf of the LGBT community would do a drag queen show for President Obama in order to somehow gain his favor. I just don't see it. Maybe they might attend a drag queen show with him, right? So maybe if Hillary and Roland went to an event together and they both were dignified and they watched Black people perform, I guess that is what it is. But when you're the performer, you're out of your lane, man. You're supposed to be the serious political analyst. You're supposed to be the thought leader. You're supposed to be the person that's, that is really setting the standard, that's forcing them to respect you. And the first thing you do is you start doing a dance and you tell them that's how they can win the Black vote. That you lost the Black vote because you don't know how to do the wobble. Well, guess what? I don't know how to do the fucking wobble either. I never will. Not because I don't respect people that do the wobble. You can go wobble your ass off if you want to, but when it's time for grown folks to sit down and have a serious conversation, you're not going to see me doing the wobble. That's just not, it doesn't make any sense. But y'all got me distracted. That's what y'all did. Y'all asked me these questions, and then that led me to just now I'm probably going to hear it. Well, I don't hear as much from Roland as I used to. I used to get these angry long text messages from Roland. They were like 10 pages long, and it was weird. It was like arguing with my ex-girlfriend or something. Like it was very strange. Because it was like, dude, like why are your text messages like 10 pages long? And I would get tired. I can't argue with somebody that long. I don't really enjoy I don't enjoy those sort of endless debates. Or a debate is fine, but when you get to the point where you got to get the last word no matter what, I'm just not a fan. Let's see. Oh, wow. God Speaks. Good question. God Speaks says, can you imagine the man on your shirt dancing with a politician? Enough said. Enough said, bro. You know what? You just gave me like more fuel for the fire, more ammunition. You are absolutely correct. Malcolm would never be teaching Hillary Clinton how to do the wobble. He would never be dancing with a politician. He would say that you're undermining my dignity as a human being, as a man, and I'm not going to do that with you. And I think that's a great point. I can't imagine Dr. King, teaching John F. Kennedy how to do the wobble. I mean, seriously. I mean, imagine if Dr. King went into the president's office, because remember he was cool with Kennedy, a little bit, and not totally cool. He wasn't bought out. But he was connected, and imagine if Dr. King went in there to fight on behalf of civil rights, to argue on behalf of life or death for black people, to argue in ways that are going to support the survival of black people economically, politically, psychologically, physically, and otherwise. And he spent that time dancing. He was teaching John F. Kennedy how to do the latest dances, as if the black man's the only one who knows how to dance. That would probably undermine his legacy, and I think that's a good point you just made in your question, and it just got me thinking about it, because I'm thinking, wow, when you put it in that context, it really does kind of say, whoa. I definitely know a guy like a Farrakhan wouldn't be dancing for no damn politicians. You would never see that. So I think that what's really true is that there's nothing wrong with a little bit of assimilation or a little bit of integration, if you want to call it that. I think that's fine. I think we're going to integrate. We're already integrated, and we're going to continue to do that. But I think that integration has, like a marriage, you have to negotiate the terms of your integration. And if your terms are devoid of your dignity, then you really haven't negotiated an appropriate integration. You've negotiated what might ultimately become just an occupation, where ultimately they occupy you, they take away your power, they kind of buy you. They buy your influence, right? So they get to the point where they're like, look, hey, nigga, we're going to pay you $100, and we need you to go tell black people to do this, right? You're not bringing the black people's agenda to the politicians. The politicians are bringing their agenda to you, or to the black community. And that's unfortunately what happened during the Obama presidency. You had a lot of black people that, at the top of the list, I'd have to put Al Sharpton and Michael Eric Dyson, as well as a couple other people like, say, Steve Harvey and a few others, who really were so enamored about being close to the president that they actually didn't really go in there and make any hard negotiation on behalf of the majority of black people. You had the black elite, the elite Negroes, and the Congressional Black Caucus is full of them, who get taken good care of in exchange for trading in their influence with the black community. So the politicians come to them, they say, look, I'll buy you this and I'll pay for that and I'll give you this, but you need to get your constituents to do this for us, right? And that's a problem. That's hugely problematic. So anyway, by the way, don't forget, we have the All Black National Convention coming up in Atlanta the weekend of September 16th. You can find out more. You can buy your tickets at allblacknationalconvention.com. That's allblacknationalconvention.com. Somebody says, are you holding this one thing on Roland and not mentioning all the things that he's done for black people? No, I'm not. That was the first thing I mentioned, that Roland has done a lot for black people. I think Roland, and that's why I actually, at the end of the day, I think Roland does far more good than harm. Everybody has personality shortcomings, and I think Roland's shortcomings might be that he's definitely, like I said, he's a little bit self-absorbed. I think he likes being famous. He likes kind of saying stuff that's popular, especially among Democrats. And because when you really listen to him talk, he'll criticize the hell out of Trump all day, but he ain't got nothing negative to say about Hillary. And the reason is that, I don't believe he really has the ability to say anything negative about Hillary. I think that Hillary sees him as an ally that can get her into office. And what happens is when she gets into office, he gets access. He gets a lot of access to the Hillary White House. Let's see. God Speaks. Do you think Killer Mike falls under the umbrella of capitulating for a politician? Well, I would say this. Killer Mike, I did invite him to the All Black National Convention, but I have expressed concern about his close alignment with Bernie Sanders. I didn't think that was a good look for him, and that's what I said. I said I didn't agree with you. You're not going to see me do that same thing. I won't be out here sort of stumping for a politician. I don't know if that's healthy for black people. But one thing also Mike said, again in his defense, is that he said that he told Bernie that there are certain things that he doesn't agree with on Bernie's platform. Like, he said that he believes every black man should own a gun and be an NRA member, and he supports the Second Amendment entirely. And he said that Bernie didn't see eye to eye on that, and they had a disagreement. So I'll give him that as well. But at the same time, I just really think that when you get in bed with these people, you got to be real careful, because what happens is they know how to offer you trinkets. They offer you lots of little special Negro gifts in exchange for your loyalty, and these little gifts, unfortunately, because black people have so much less wealth than white people, we end up selling ourselves for a bucket of chicken. Like Al Sharpton. It's so funny. Al Sharpton literally allowed Comcast to get through a multi-billion-dollar deal by just paying him a few $100,000. And they're sitting out there just laughing. They are literally cracking up at you. They're like, these people are such a damn joke. We ain't got to pay them no real money to buy them out. We go to their little leaders. We give them $100,000 because they deep in debt or whatever, and they will literally give us $1 billion worth of extra profitability, or get rid of $1 billion worth of black headaches by basically giving them just $100,000. And so that's what's really kind of funny. Let's see. The woman in the zone says, can I get a Saturday only VIP ticket? Actually, you should probably just get the main $199 ticket that lets you have access to everything plus the VIP, because actually the VIPs normally cost $100 just to be at that session, and we have to charge that price because we have to kind of limit the number of people that we're bringing to the VIP. So we tend to bring in people that are serious, maybe they're business owners or they really want something done. Because the thing is, it's not, the VIP is nice in the sense that you get to meet me, but I really see it as also as an opportunity for us to really get something done. So if you got a business, I want to put you on my YouTube channel and support you in any way that I can, so that you get a return on your investment, other than just saying I met Boyce Watkins. That ain't really gonna get you nothing. They won't even get you a cup of coffee, at Starbucks. But I mean, it is cool to get a chance to meet people. But I really want you kind of sort of there with an agenda, like, okay, Dr. Watkins, here's what I'm doing. Here's my card. I literally take with my phone. I take the video and I put it right on my YouTube channel right then, so I don't forget. And people will go to your business and support you. My goal is not just to teach black people how to do business. My goal is to help them do business by helping them to market and set up and distribute and all this other stuff. So because that's what we need. We need economic channels. If black people had better economic systems within ourselves to sustain ourselves, we wouldn't have to do so much cooning. We wouldn't have to be begging white folks to take care of us the way we do. So my argument is build wealth, build an understanding of how wealth works, and you'll find that you don't have to bow as much because you're not sort of so easily pressured anymore. You see, an addiction, a financial addiction. I thought about financial psychology. I studied that in my doctoral work, and I thought a lot about addiction. And this term I call black financial addiction. And I'm actually working on a book on the topic. It's just not done yet. My latest book, though, The New Black Power, is actually out. If you go to thenewblackpower.com, you can buy a copy. That's thenewblackpower.com. But anyway, when I think about addiction a lot of times is driven by sometimes it's driven by desire to have something, and sometimes it's driven by a necessity, right? Either way, an addiction pretty much says that your actions are kind of, out of your control. They're sort of predetermined by your access to a specific commodity or resource or whatever. Which cover did I pick? Go to thenewblackpower.com. You can see the cover. It's a real cool cover. It's got a black fist on it in black and blue. It's a beautiful cover. And so my point here, though, is that if you think about financial addiction, what does that mean? That means either you have desire to obtain this resource because it fulfills you in some way. It allows you to maybe buy the worthless consumer items you think that you need, like fancy cars, stuff like that. Like, I'm at the Tom Joyner family reunion. I see a lot of black folks here that are driving just the nicest cars you would never see me driving, to be honest with you. I'm not into that type of stuff. So either the money helps you get access to something you desire. Maybe having money makes you feel better about yourself as a person, so you're getting access to this self-esteem or alleged self-esteem that you think that you have now. Or it's a necessity, right? You're so damn broke that you'll take money for anything from anybody to do anything, right? You'll sell your ass up the river because you need that extra, that $2,000 in order to get by. And so either way, to avoid addiction, I think you have to chop off two things. You got to manage your desire so you're less vulnerable to temptation, and you must protect yourself from specific necessities. Protect yourself from the vulnerability that comes from extreme necessity. So that means that when you save your money and you invest your money, you have multiple businesses, you have understanding of economic systems, then you're not going to likely be a person who is desperate for money. Right? If my only play to do something economically for myself is to get a job, then I'm pretty much screwed in this economy, because all the jobs are pretty much, the majority of them are controlled by white people. And so at the end of the day, what I would just generally say to anybody listening is is that addiction, when you look at the relationship between a pusher and an addict, the addict never has more power than the pusher. The addict almost never. I can't think of any situation where the addict has more power than the pusher. And so in order to obtain power and leverage in a negotiation, you must not allow yourself to be the addict. Society tends to be controlled by those who control the means of production, right? Meaning the pusher. If you're the pusher, you got power. If you're the addict, you usually don't. And to avoid being the addict, you must avoid the temptations of extreme desire. You must avoid the vulnerability that comes from sort of having to meet certain necessities, right? And again, so like I talked to my daughter about money, my goddaughter, and I told her, I said, you're already at a huge financial advantage over most people because you don't need expensive, fancy stuff in order to feel good about yourself. I've seen you shop for shoes. You shop at Payless. A lot of women won't shop at Payless because they need to have the red bottoms or whatever. You save your money, so you're not going to be desperate for money. So you avoid desperation, which is again another pathway to addiction, which is the pathway to powerlessness and vulnerability. So with that being said, Black people as a collective, we fall into that Black financial addiction category because, number one, we have false desires that are planted in us by corporate America that we buy into. The desire for material possessions as a pathway to your self-esteem, the desire to have higher income to feel better about who you are, the desire to be labeled by certain institutions as one of them. You get that job at a certain company, they give you this fancy title, this office, all these other things. You get to say, "Mama, I made it," so you feel better about yourself, etc. And then at the same time, we're also hit by the vulnerability of sort of being in these really tragically frightening economic situations. And some of these situations can be avoided by taking simple steps for prevention. I talked to my daughter the other day about how an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. And I said, look, if you let your child just do, say, 500 to 1,000 hours, it takes 157,680 hours for a child to go from age 0 to age 18. If you just spent 1,000 of those hours allowing your child to learn how to start a business, how to invest, how to protect their money, etc., that child will never be an economic victim. They'll never be out here hoeing in the street in order to get an extra $100. They'll never be out here selling themselves to politicians. They'll never be out here robbing, stealing, and killing in order to get money. They'll never be an economic victim. They'll never be on welfare. They'll never be sitting around saying, woe is me, the white man won't give me a job. I can't take care of myself. What am I going to, Lordy be, what am I going to do? I was in church this week praying to Jesus that he was going to help me fix my financial situation. Well, Jesus is looking at you like, well, why didn't you prepare yourself? Why didn't you plan? Why don't you do something in advance to get ready for this situation when you are walking into a scenario that can be described as nothing less than global economic warfare? Why in the hell would you walk into warfare not ready to defend yourself, not ready to fight back when somebody comes and kicks you in your ass? We get our asses kicked economically because we do not prepare. So if you don't prepare for the fight, then you're going to get knocked the hell out. Or as Chris Tucker said in Friday, you're going to get knocked the fuck out. Excuse my French. I had to say it. I like Friday. Forgive me. Much respect to Ice Cube. His movies are so good, aren't they? Anyway, I'm going to stop talking, guys, because I got to get ready. I got to teach the Black Wealth Boot Camp in a minute. I thought I would stop for a couple minutes and do a quick little conversation with you guys to tell you about this ridiculous Negro who works for Donald Trump. Mark Burns, the guy who said he went to college, but said he graduated from college but didn't. Said he was a Kappa but he wasn't. Said he was in the Army but never was. I think that's so funny. That just shows how desperate Trump's people are to find any black person that will go stump for him. But then again, we know the Hillary side. They got liars over there too. Hillary should be on her way to prison, number one, for violating national security with the way she handled those emails. It's very sinister the way she did it. Also, also the DNC, all these leaked memos that are coming out showing that the Democratic National Committee had no respect for black people, that they were trying to damn near rig the Democratic primary. I mean, it was a mess. It was an absolute mess. And so let me give you a couple quick things. Write this down. If you have a pen, please write this down. Number one, if you can hit a share button, please share this to your Twitter. Please share this to your Facebook. Please share this to your Instagram. Share it to your YouTube, wherever you're going to share it to, because we're trying to build black media outlets where we can all connect in our own way without going through other channels. So you saw me on CNN yesterday. You might have seen it. I don't know if some of y'all may not even watch CNN, but I appreciate the invitations from CNN and Anderson Cooper. I have a lot of respect for Anderson Cooper. He's always been nothing less than genuine when we've spoken. But I don't really like begging a white man to get an opportunity to talk to other black people. I feel like that is devoid of our dignity. I don't think we should have to do that. And so I'll say that to say that the reason I ask you to share is because I want us to be able to have good channels when we're connected. Where when I'm talking to you, I can talk to a lot of you, and we can talk to each other. And you know that when I get on here, I'm not going to give you no BS. I'm not just here to hear myself talk. Because I'm here to actually share something with you that will strengthen you and empower you and hopefully teach you and all these other things. Second thing. If you want to come to the All Black National Convention, please visit allblacknationalconvention.com. That's allblacknationalconvention.com. I designed this convention to be one of a kind. There really, I don't think has been anything quite like this ever. There have been things that have been close to it. I think what Tavis used to do was State of Black America, or was it State of Black America or State of the Black Union? One of the two, whatever it was called. It was really good, but the areas where I want to kind of improve on what Tavis contributed, and much respect to Tavis for doing that actually, is I wanted to try to see if we could do this without corporate sponsorship. I don't believe in sort of saying we got black power brought to you by McDonald's, or black liberation brought to you by Walmart. I don't think that makes sense. That's a little strange. So we wanted to actually fund this ourselves. So most of the funding, if you want to know where a lot of the money came from, it came from the blackbusinessschool.com. So if you want to support these things, don't make a donation. We're not asking for charity. We believe in trade, not charity. That's a foundational principle of cooperative economics that we teach in the Black Wealth Bootcamp. If you support what we do, please take a class. So you can either sign up at theblackwealthbootcamp.com. That's theblackwealthbootcamp.com. We have a class coming up in November. You're going to love it. It'll be the best class you ever took in your life. I guarantee it. Or we give you your money back if it's not. Also, you can go to theblackbusinessschool.com. That's theblackbusinessschool.com. So at theblackbusinessschool.com right now, in fact, till the end of today, which is September 3rd, till midnight, you can actually get one of our classes in Financial Juneteenth University for 48% off. The regular price is like $39 a month. You can get it for $20 a month for now and forever. If you sign up right now, you have to go to financialjuneteenthuniversity.com. That's financialjuneteenthuniversity.com. So write that down if you're interested in taking that class. What the class does is basically what we did is we compiled a bunch of conversations with entrepreneurs who have left the corporate plantation, created their own business, so that they can tell you what they did, how they did it, how they figured it out. And this actually fits within the context of a film we're working on called Escaping the Corporate Plantation. And what we're really big on is really teaching black people how to sort of get out from under the grips of white supremacist power structure, which means liberating yourself economically. If you basically, it's common sense. If your money's right, then can't nobody really tell you nothing. Can't nobody really tell you what to do a lot of times, because when your money's right, you can do it in kind of whatever you want. So check that out at financialjuneteenthuniversity.com. The last thing I would say is that you should, if you want a free e-copy of my book, It Takes a Village to Raise the Bar, you can go to drboycewatkins.net. That's drboycewatkins.net. You get a free e-copy of the book, but also by signing up, you'll be on our list, which means that when we release the live stream from the All Black National Convention, you can get first access to the live stream. We're only going to have room to stream about 1,000 people in, because we don't have necessarily the bandwidth to have a ton of people. But you could be, if you're among that first 1,000, then you can sign up, and you would then be able to watch the entire convention from your computer wherever you live. So even if you live all the way in China, you can still be part of the conversation, because we're going to launch a black political party at this event, and I want to get inputs from everybody. Also, we're doing the first launch of our organization for black men called Black Men United. Black Men United, the president of the organization is Andre Hatchett, and we're going to basically create an advocacy scenario for African American men, because black men need advocates. We don't have real advocates out here. We have Black Lives Matter, but that wasn't really created by black men. It was created more so by LGBT community. God bless them for doing that. I'm glad that they're making the contribution. But black men need to be protected by black men. Black women should be protected by black men. Black children should be protected by black men. So Black Men United, that's our objective, is to strengthen the black man and really become an entity of our own without sort of needing to sort of piggyback on whatever anybody else decides they want to do for us. We appreciate all of that. Thank you very much. But we're men. Men take care of themselves. Men have the capacity to do that. So that's it. Bottom line, point blank. And we're going to do this. And that's it, guys. So take care, and I hope you have a wonderful day, and I love every single one of you. And I see somebody saying, I'll see you in Sacramento. Yes, ma'am. I will be in Sacktown, I think, in a week and a half or something like that. And then Oakland, going through Oakland, and Oakland, Atlanta, Sacramento. Dr. Claude Anderson and I are doing something in D.C. in October, late October. What's another city? There's some more cities on. I can't remember all the cities. I just be forgetting stuff. But all right, somebody says stay black. I don't think I got a choice, man. I tried to be white this morning. It just never works. All right. Anyway, I'm out of here, guys. So you guys take care. I'll talk to you soon. I love you. Peace.